Today, we're grinding our meat.
And then we're smashing our meat. So if you haven't already,
Grab that favorite beverage, have a sip, and watch this.
welcome back everybody to another episode of Fake and Cultured. As always, I'm Peaco. To my left here is Rob. And what we're gonna do for you today is we're gonna grind up some of this meat here. If you watched our last episode, you'll remember that we got some whole boneless beef rib from Demcoda Ranch.
Demcoda Ranch, yep.
Those ribeyes were awesome, by the way. So we have the butt end of this left over. Didn't want to waste that, so we're gonna go ahead and grind this up and make it into some burgers. So we'll turn it over to Rob. He's gonna tell you what we're gonna do.
But before that, have a sip of that favorite beverage. Cheers, bitch. All right, everybody, it's time to get this meat in the grinder. But first, if you notice, our meat's a little too big to fit. If that's an issue, you're gonna have to chop it up a little bit first. We suggest doing a little 1-inch cubes. Once you get that chopped up, we're also gonna evaluate once we do. This looks to have a pretty good fat ratio to it, but we wanna add a little bit more fat to it. So we stopped earlier to our local meat market and we picked up some fat trimmings. We're gonna be adding that to it, but we're gonna dice it up first so we can kind of see a ratio. You want it at least 80-20 or somewhere close to that. So this is what's left over from that whole boneless beef rib.
Demcoda Ranch.
Demcoda Ranch, yes, thank you guys a lot. We're gonna go ahead and trim. This has got some fat and we really don't have to do much to it, but let's go ahead and cut here. Let's just see what we got. We've got some good fat. You wanna make sure any gristle, any silver skin that's on this, you wanna get off. Most of that is already off. We've got a little bit here we're gonna take off and then we're gonna add some fat to it later. So let's just go ahead and get the cutting. We're gonna get all of this off here. See how that comes right off? That's got some silver skin inside of it. You don't want that in your burger, so toss that off to the side. We've got plenty of fat to add to it later. We're gonna go through, this is some of the hard fat, some of that really hard fat you also don't wanna keep. So we're gonna trim that out as well. So we're just gonna come through. I'm gonna block all the cameras so Jeff can bitch at me later. Get that out of there. This piece right here, that's a goner. So as you can see, once you start getting rid of a lot of this, you're gonna actually lose some. Here we got a little bit more silver skin here. Let's go ahead and get that out like that. Just cut across just like that. It's not gonna take long to do this, even though it does look a little time consuming, but once you get this off to the side and you get left with this one piece of meat, you're gonna be good to go. Now this, 1-inch cubes, very easy to do. Cut, cut, go all the way down. You start from this angle.
Now you're just showing off, not cutting yourself.
Watch and learn. All right, so now we're left with little chunks like this. Like I said, just cube it up. Doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be precise. You just want to get it at least somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for, Jeff?
Small enough to fit in the hole.
I was thinking more consistent in shape. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to finish cutting this up. Then we're going to get the grinder set up and we'll be right back. Jeff, what time is it?
Time for a sip of your favorite beverage?
Ooh, sounds good to me.
Cheers, bitch.
All right, Jeff, what time is it now?
I think it's time to grind.
Let's do this.
It's time to grind.
Turn on the board and
1, 2, oh, that's too high.
That was 3 quick.
Okay. Feed it. Let her eat.
Let her eat. There we go. There we go. Look at that.
Like a champ. Get in there.
You just keep shoving it in.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
You need more than just a tip this time.
Look
at that.
That actually looks great.
That looks really good.
When you get that from the store they call your ground sirloin,
Yeah.
I ain't buying that no more.
There's no lips and assholes in this ground beef.
I want all my hamburger to be ribeye from now on.
Look what we got going on here, folks. We got excellent fat content minced in within the meat. We're almost there, buddy. Oh, and we got a nice little surprise, little
trick
insider
at the
tip.
end.
Little insider tip.
We're almost out of meat here. So there's gonna be some meat left in this little worm gear you got inside here. How do we get that meat out, Rob?
I'm gonna use the butt of some bread. Let's get the rest of that meat out of there. Oh, I gotta break it up or just shove it in?
Let her eat.
Let her eat.
Look at that. Look at all the rest of that meat we almost wasted. Oh, see, now we're getting breaded.
And we're good.
We're done.
We'll be back. We're gonna make some balls. We're gonna do some smashed meat cooking on the griddle top. Make some patty melts, some Peaco melts.
Yeah, it's a take on a classic patty melt. We're gonna change it up a little bit, and we're gonna do the almighty smash burger.
Oh,
What is that?
the timer that I didn't know that was still running.
I thought it was a camera.
We should take the meat. Hey Jeff, what time is it?
Time to make some balls.
You didn't show up with yours?
I got my balls.
He's all chef.
Balls. What are you, like Southern?
Are you all twig and no
I
berries?
got my balls. What do you mean, like from Tennessee or something? All right, are we guessing? Let's see. Very light manipulation. You do not want to
Oh, wait, let's turn
compress
on.
this.
You ready?
Almost. You just want to kind of form it, but you don't want to press it and make meatloaf out of this.
No, that's way too small.
Go ahead and tear
Let's see.
our scale.
For it? 0. Wow, you need twice as much.
What's it say?
2.3. Act like you've been there. Oh, you've been there. 3.5.
What do we need?
5.3. 5.6. I like it.
All right. So now we take this, make our ball. That looks like it's going to be a really big patty. So now we just need to make a whole bunch more of these.
Now once you smash it,
Right? Exactly.
And the third pound.
Set that
burgers,
there.
Quarter.
These do look a little bit on the big side. Oh, these, we're doing these quarters or thirds?
these are
third
thirds.
pounds.
Once they smash,
Maybe we should have done quarters.
well, because we're doing 2.
Well, I need 2 for mine, you need 2 for yours, so we're going to have a couple extra.
So it's going to be, once we get done, it's going to be a 2/3 pound burger. After it cooks off a little fat.
All right, have a sip of your favorite beverage. We're going to reset. We're going to be smashing these burgers on the grill top.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. You know what? I'm going to make you do it like that. Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
Oh,
Come on, you got to do it now.
don't break.
You're
I don't
committed.
have T-Rex arms.
You're committed.
I can't
committed.
get that to my mouth.
This is the first time he's ever said that.
First time I ever tried. It's time to smash some meat. A little avocado oil, a little butter, right over here. When I say little butter, I mean a lot of butter. Get that flip over. There you go. Now's the time to smash. Meat. Right on. We're gonna do one at a time. You can use whatever you have laying around the house. It's a 105 Hauser shell, or maybe a 44 millimeter, 43 millimeter, whatever you got laying around.
Maybe a 6-pack carburetor.
Could be. You need to get some weight on that puppy. So we're just gonna let that sit.
Where does that howitzer shell come from?
That was actually shot outside of an AC-130 gunship over the Gulf of Mexico during target practice. Let that weight sit. Reset. Let's check.
Oh, make it fall off.
Look at that. It almost worked like that video that we watched earlier.
I like that patio.
Oh, it didn't flip just right. That's okay. Look at that.
I like what's happening there.
Cheers, bitch. Look at that. That's gonna go right over here. We're gonna hit our second one. Ready? Ready?
Cheers, bitch.
Let's see if we can get this.
Oh, look at that great.
That looks great. Hold on. I like, listen to the sounds. That's one sound. That's another sound. That's another sound. That's the sound you want.
And now the purpose for this, You're keeping all them juices in there and it's cooking all up inside its own juices.
Woo, buddy.
So for our next creation, we're gonna do a take on a classic patty melt, but not quite the same. So I'm gonna oblong this just a little bit so it fits on the rye bread. Oblong that a little bit. Smash it. Same technique. I'll use the howitzer. Now we're doing that like I said, so it fits on the rye bread. Once these patties are done, I'm gonna put them over here to rest for a second. And I'm gonna get my rye bread, I'm gonna butter it up, and I'm gonna golden brown that thing on here. We're gonna top it with, I have already, where did it go? We got over here, I've already sauteed up my onions and mushrooms. I'm gonna use 2 slices of provolone cheese and a thin coat of mayo on top. A little bit of a different take on a classic patty melt. That looks good too. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm just gonna slide that to the back. Oh. Oh yeah. What I'm talking about. Look at that. Cooking in its own fat.
It smells good.
These burgers are very thin, so you don't want to overcook them. You want them to stay nice and juicy, but you do want to crisp them on the outside. And those are right. Those are perfect right there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and build these burgers. Rob can build his. I take that back. Rob's gonna build his burger. I still need to brown mine on the rye bread, and we'll be right back.
What we missed, we gotta melt some cheese on top of these patties. In addition to that, we're gonna also have to egg wash the buns. Because you can't just have regular buns. You gotta start with some deli buns. This is how it's done. Crack the egg. Oh, was that one hand?
Yes, sir.
That was one hand. I like it. Love it. Let's see. I
Three
almost
quarter.
didn't make it in, but it did. Give it a little whirl. What do we need?
Little
A
water.
shot of wort.
A little splash of water right in there.
A little
Maybe
more than
more?
that. Come on now.
A little more than that.
A little more than that. There you
The
go.
whole shot. We're done. That works. We're gonna do this. Splash it around just a little bit. Now what we do have, we've got our pan over here. We've got our oven already set to broil. We're gonna take our brush. We're just gonna spread this across the top. You're gonna have to, get it nice and wet because we're gonna have to add some seasoning on top of this. This we ordered on Amazon. You rotate it one way, you get salt. Rotate it the other way, you get pepper.
We want salt.
We want both.
Well, salt just came out of it. No pepper?
Now the other way. Pepper.
I'm gonna put these in here split. As such.
All right, so now we're at the point we're gonna start building this patty melt. All right, we got our skillets already heated up. We put a little bit of butter on this rye bread. We're gonna go ahead and put that down. Hear that? That sounds nice. So we're gonna go bread, patty, cheese, patty, more cheese, and then we have our sauteed onions and mushrooms we're gonna put on here to give it some flavor. You don't need any seasonings with this or nothing like that. We're gonna put a thin coat of mayonnaise on top of this just to give it some flavor. Like I said, this isn't a traditional patty melt. Rob made a good point. He said we're gonna call it a Peaco melt. I guess.
Peaco melt.
Well, we'll call it a Peaco melt. But this is gonna be delicious, I think. This is the first time we tried it this exact way. I feel like this is gonna be awesome though.
It looks good.
And it's almost like a grilled cheese sandwich. We're just gonna do it long enough to let it do its thing, like Rob would say. So we'll see if that's browned yet. Oh, that looks delicious. And that little bit of heat right there is gonna go ahead and melt all that cheese. You know what?
That looks great.
What do we got here?
I still need to melt my cheese.
We got a little bit of water here. We're gonna
Let's steam it up a little bit.
go ahead and steam that a little bit and make that stuff get all nice and hot.
Here, let me.
Let's go ahead and set this right here.
Okay.
And then we're gonna let Rob come over here and do his thing.
Yeah, you get your my grill.
I don't want to make you act that way.
It's the alcohol.
What it? Oh, is that it? It is what it isn't.
What time is it, Jeff?
It's time for some favorite beverage.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He doesn't have one.
That's why he keeps saying that. He's waiting on one of us to pour him one.
Yeah.
I still got
Oh, he does.
Oh, he's
That's
a sneaker. Usually he's really
It's the
needy.
last sip.
Cheers, bitch. We're gonna reheat these patties. Throw them right on. Let them do their
Thing.
thing. Crank the heat up just a little bit. Got our American cheese. You're gonna take water. Right around there. Put the patties on. Now that steam's gonna come up. It's gonna melt the cheese. Right here.
All right, so now we're back. Mine's already built. All I got to do is slice this and show you how awesome it is. Rob needs to finish building his with the lettuce, tomato, onion, and all that other good shit he's gonna do. So tell us what you're doing, Rob.
I'm gonna put mustard on the top.
What kind of mustard you got there?
This, if you look, you will see is Engelhofer stone ground mustard. Tomato on the bottom. Before I get our cheese, we're gonna put a patty here. A little bit of lettuce. A little bit of lettuce right on top.
Lettuce in the middle. Take note.
Right. We're gonna do one more patty with the cheese and a little bit of onion.
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 Mhm.
Wee wee.
Oh, onion.
I do get a wee wee.
If you hurry up.
The piece de resistance.
Oh,
The egg washed bun.
that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you either.
Look at this. Jeff, can you get both of these in there? Like, that's probably two of the greatest burgers you've ever seen.
Let's go right here, Jeff. How's that look, Jeff?
That looks awesome.
Now hold on. Now let's make it even better, because this is how you do your patty
You
melt.
can't even see it.
Right there, Jeff.
That
Bam.
looks phenomenal. You know what? I
That's
like
how you
that.
do your patty melt, right there.
I don't even want to cut my burger in half.
Don't.
I'm gonna
Smash
my
it.
smash burger.
Smash
Yes.
it. You know what? We do have to cut it because I want some of that.
Just look at that. I'm gonna rotate. God, it smells fucking. It smells good. I'm gonna cut it in half. Because we're gonna both
Look
try
at
yours.
right here. All that cheese in there. I'll try yours. You try mine.
Wait, my bottom bun's not separating.
Oh,
I gotta work on that.
that's the first time that's ever happened.
Right? No.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh yeah, it is.
That's why I was surprised it didn't work that time.
Just put my meat in your mouth, would you?
Okay. Yes.
All right, so we're almost at the end of our episode, but we're gonna have to try these. Y'all gotta know how good these are.
All right. Cheers, bitch.
Boom. That's actually a pretty f***ing choice.
You put mushrooms on that?
Mm-hmm. He hates mushrooms. But dude, that is good though. Is it not?
That is actually excellent.
I really like that. You give some to the studio audience? Yeah, because I'm gonna eat this whole half. No, I'm gonna try yours. I gotta try Rob's. Let's
Yeah.
try yours now, Rob.
We're gonna pass this around.
Let's try this one.
Please do.
Try this around.
Try these around.
It's really fucking good, dude. It's about time we got to eat. I've been starving.
Yeah. We're going on like
Just never mind.
we're almost 12 hours from start to finish on this episode. And this was supposed to be Jeff. What was this supposed to be?
Our fastest episode ever.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a 20-minute episode.
By 20 minutes, he meant fucking
10
12
minutes.
goddamn hours.
It was supposed to be 10 minutes of grinding meat, 10 minutes of
No, this is fucking awesome. We're gonna make more of these. All right, we're gonna make some more of these after we're off film here. But
Shit, that's good.
they're really good. So here's how you make the burgers. Look at the recipes. Watch what we did.
Be sure to like, subscribe, check us out. Tell us what we did wrong. Please tell us what we did right. Now it's time to enjoy the rest of the evening. Cook for everybody else that's here. We'll see you next time.
But before we do that, Cheers, bitch.